answer you so far as you have time, and in the end you can say that you need to go. So again, I'm very happy that you're here. You're my guest. It's my second edition with a guest from Spain. First, I had a guest from Espanyol, which is playing now in Segunda. And now you, press officer of Sevilla. And as you said me before, you worked as press officer for 19 years, which is amazing for me, because I'm here in Sochi working just 3 years as press officer, and it's a small experience. And my first question, what is football for Sevilla, for Andalusia, and for you personally? Because you know that people are crazy about football in your region.
Yes, really, football is very important in Andalusia and also very, very important in Sevilla. We have a lot of fans in the city that love football, and they are very interested in football, always are thinking in football all the time. And it's very important that they like in Sevilla local football, because we have 2 clubs in Sevilla, and the people are supporter of the 2 teams that we have in the city, not for another clubs as happens in other places, in other cities in Spain, as you can find in other places, in other cities, that more people are fans of Real Madrid and Barcelona than of Atletico than the local team. It's not the same here. It's good news for the local clubs.
What is your personal remembrance of football? Like a first impression, maybe it was a football game or you watched on TV. How did you start interested in football?
My father used to love football. He is not alive now, but he always went to football, to Sevilla Football Club matches when he was young, and when I was very little, I wanted to go with him and with my brother, that is bigger than me, is older than me, and then we wanted to go to the matches, not in TV, in the ground, and I went for my first match about when I have maybe 5 or 6 years. Wow. Now, from this moment until now, I have going to Sevilla matches, except when I have to work in another things to see the match. I'm a Sevilla fan from I was very little.
Great. And it doesn't disturb you to do your job, because sometimes maybe you're too emotional after the games and you need to work with the press?
No, we try to work professionally, and normally, of course, when you win and when you are very happy, and when you lost, are you not happy? But I can anyway work professionally.
Let's talk a little bit about press or media department in your club. If it's an open information, how many people you have, and how do you diverse your work between these people?
Really, in communication, we have only 3 persons directly in communication. But after, you have a web, you have a social media, you have a TV, you have a radio, and in the club we work more than 30 persons in all medias.
Great.
But in especially in communication for the club, to working with the player and working after the matches for the press conference and for the communications, only 3 persons.
Then maybe you can say some words about your responsibilities. For example, in Russia, press attaché is doing everything, even social media, sometimes club television. What is difference? What you have to do in your club?
Sorry, I don't understand you.
What are your responsibilities at the club? It's just working with the journalist, or it's something more?
Working for the journalists, working for the players, working for the board members, for the president. We are in contact with our teams for some strategies. All that is direct communication, and of course to organize the press conference, the flash zones.
Yes. And are you located at the training camp of the team, or you're sitting all the time in the office?
We have two positions. Normally, my main position is in the training ground, but we have another position in the stadium if I need to work in the stadium.
So you're moving sometimes?
Yes, we are moving.
And now I want to ask you about some critical, important events for your club. First of all, it's the first winning of Europa League, and then you had so many after that. Do you remember that day when Sevilla won first UEFA Cup or Europa League as we know it for now?
Yes, the team is growing continuously in the 21 cycle. Really, we start the cycle in second division. And when I start to work for Sevilla was the second year in first division after the bad times. And when we start to work, any people are working for communication because we was a small club in this moment, but the club was working all the season and is continuous growing. And then we can in this time we have get 10 titles in not more than 15 years. Really is a very good job for the team, for all the club.
But do you remember specifically that day when Sevilla won against Middlesbrough in the final?
Yes, of course. I was working in the team, and was amazing. Of course, you can understand that Sevilla hadn't win a cup in the last 50 years, and was the first final that played after the 1962, and in this final Sevilla lost was a Spanish Cup in 1962 lost, and the new final, the first final after this was in against Middlesbrough in Eindhoven, and of course I can remember that we had fans to fill two stadiums because all people wanted to go to the final.
Crazy. And emotionally, this moment was, let's say, the highest if you compare with other Europa League titles which you had after in next years. Like, could you compare?
Sorry?
Could you compare this winning in different seasons?
Yes. You know that the Sevilla politics is that we are changing players a lot because when we have maybe sometimes we can get good players because bigger teams want to pay a lot of money to these players. Then we prefer that not stay with the players that are not happy in Sevilla. Then we change. We look for good players in the market, and then we have a very good results because Monchi, as our sport director, really is fantastic. He's maybe the best sport director in the world of football because really have a very good transfer.
Great. What talking about the players and about selection, what can you say about Alexander Kerzhakov, who played quite many years in Spain, and maybe you have some stories about. Sorry.
Yes, we used Kerzhakov because he used to play in Zenit, and we play against Zenit a lot of times in 3 years. Then Kerzhakov was a very, very good player. That the problem is had a small problem of adaptations, but they scored very, very nice goals and had a good work in general.
Do you have some stories with him personally, maybe some funny cases on the training or in normal life?
You he was a good player.
Did he learn some Spanish in the end?
Sorry?
Did he learn some Spanish? He could speak Spanish?
No, it was difficult for him to learn Spanish.
Okay, another story is not so positive, but still, I remember my childhood and this death on the beach, Antonio Puerta. Maybe you can say some words also how that happened with your eyes and with the point of view of media.
The Puerta episode was the worst that I have lived in my life, really, as a journalist. Because we are working in the club, you know that the player go down in the field, in the ground. Then we didn't know what happened. They went to hospital. We are waiting 3 days about his life. We are in Athens to play a playoff for Champions League against AEK. And we really the players they wanted to play because they are thinking in Puerta, and just the evening before the match, Puerta died, and club decided to return without play in Athens, and was very, very, very hard because all players are crying. Also journalists was very, very, very hard for all. Then we returned here. We went to the funeral, and then we returned to play Athens in the next week.
Wow!
But it was very hard.
Is it something now in Sevilla on the stadium or on training ground named by Puerta, or you have special days to remember this guy?
Yeah, you know, we have all the in the 16 minutes of all the match, people sing anthems dedicated for Antonio Puerta with his name in all 16 minutes in the match.
Every game.
Every game. Now that there's not people in the ground, you can hear this song in the megaphony, you know. But when the people is in the ground, all people are singing and remember Puerta in all the matches. Also, you have in the gate number 16, you have a big pint with the face of Puerta dedicated to him.
Okay. Also, I wanted to ask about the goal Andres Palop scored. I think it was against Shakhtar Donetsk on the last minute. Do you remember emotions of that moment you had?
Yes, of course. I went in the stand with my colleague of the Sevilla Football Club radio that he was talking the about the match. And really, we are thinking that all the match is lost because was the last minute. And we play very well this match, but we was unlucky at the end when the Palop went to the another area to wait the corner. Really, you are thinking that it's very difficult to get to score, but was a miracle really. And he kicked the ball with the hand with the head perfectly. Was a very amazing play, amazing play. Because also Daniel Alves in the corner was very good kick off.
Yeah. Did you have any jokes about it? Maybe on the training after this game?
You know, always you are remembering the goal, not especially for a joke but really, you know, this season was the special for Palop because after in the final he stopped a penalty in the penalty round.
Yeah. Another topic is your coach Unai Emery. You know that he tried to be successful in Russia also, but he failed. Maybe, you know, we had many coaches which are famous in Europe, but they couldn't be successful in Russia. And maybe you can say some words about him personally. What do you know? What is your perception of him when you worked with him, and why he was not successful in Russia, in your opinion?
I know he's a very good coach. Really, he's a nice person with a lot of experience. He working very hard always. Always is thinking in football in the matches, and in Sevilla had a very nice, very good work really, because he get three Europa Leagues together, and it's he really is one of the best coaches that we had in the last 9 months.
But why he failed in Russia? What do you think?
I think that Russia is very different that the live in Spain, and it's difficult to the people that live here to adapt to Russia, and also people that live in Russia adapt to here, because the conditions are very different. The weather, the food, I think that it is difficult because I have been in Russia a lot of time, maybe 6-7 times, also only for the matches. But you can see that the life is very different, and it's difficult to adapt. Hola.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes.
There was a problem. Okay.
Hola.
Yes. Okay. More or less, I understand what you said about Unai Emery. Another interesting topic. It's I don't know if you remember, but Sevilla won in 2008 also RGD Cup in Moscow against Lokomotiv Moscow.
Yes.
It was pre-season tournament. Do you remember something about that trip and these games?
Yes, I went here with the team, and now was a good experience because it was summer. The weather was very good in Moscow, and you know it's not a official match. You have more time to visit some places and visit more things because we have a lot of days. Maybe it was a week or 6 days, and was a very nice experience really. The tournament, the grounds was a good organization, and maybe the reception was that not many public was to see the matches. But we know that now the football not official football normally don't move now the people. The people only like the official matches. But it was a pity because it was very good.
Okay, let's talk more about today.
Sorry?
Okay. It's again something with the connection. Oh, what can you say about this period?
I can, if you want, I can try to move another part of my of home. And
okay,
we
you can. Yeah, sure.
Okay,
if it works. Okay. Okay. Should be more stable. What can you say about the period we have now, which started last year, all these COVID restrictions? What especially was with your club at that time? If you participated in any voluntary projects, did you help your medicine workers somehow?
Yes, we have the club have a foundation, and with the foundation we help a lot of people. Also, we try to make happy to our fans with some actions, of course, because people can't go to the ground, must stay at home. Then we are preparing some activities that the people are in contact with the club, and also we prepare help for our older season ticket holder, because some of them was ill and have the difficult to adapt to this new situation. And also we are in contact with the hospitals, also with some schools. We prepare a lot of activities to help for the society.
Maybe you can say some words about one specific event or one specific activity you do.
Maybe for us, the most important was to help to the old people. You know that the pandemic attacked more to the old people, and for me, I think that the most important was to help to the old people, especially to old people that are season ticket holder of Sevilla.
Yeah, you mean somehow financially, or like
we went to visit. We went to carry some food, contact with some players, contact with the old people. Then to do more happy this moment.
Okay, yeah, that's clear. I have a small community of press attaché of Russia, and I asked them if they have any questions to you. And here are some questions. People say that it's a different relationship with Catalonia inside of the Spain, that Catalonia is trying to be independent. And what is specifically in your region, in Andalusia and in Sevilla, this relationship with Catalonia? What people think about?
Really, it's more political things that real problems. It's more political than a real problem. We haven't any problem with the Catalan people, and maybe you don't know that a lot of Andalusian people used to work in Catalonia in the companies, and we have a lot of people that is from Andalusia in Catalonia. It's more politic than real.
So it's neutral, let's say.
Really, don't affect to the life.
Okay. Another aspect we discussed previously about Betis. Can you say that you could be a friend, let's say, of press attaché of Betis, and or to wear a green suit in Sevilla? Is it fine, or you will be fired after that?
People are radical in defend his colors, but later we live together. In the families, you have people that like Betis and people that like Sevilla in your proper family. Then it's stupid to to have a war. It's of course in the moment that the matches and in the bars, people are chatting about the teams, and one prefer one, another prefer, but it's not a war, you know.
So it's choice
of course, the relation of the club are normal, and when we had against Betis, but I'm going to talk with my colleague in the communication department, and it's not a problem.
But you could have a beer like after the game, for example, together.
Sorry?
Could you have a beer after the game together, for example?
No, but it's not usual. I don't drink any beer with any rival. It's not usual here.
It's maybe for England.
But of course, we can drink a beer before the match or one day in a week, because we are together in an activity. Of course, we continue. Not now, because it's more difficult. No acts with the pandemic, but when not pandemic, if you have a meeting in the National League in Madrid, normally we go together in the same train, and we are talking about our issues.
And can you joke with the Betis, maybe in real time or in Twitter?
Sorry?
Make jokes in Twitter or in reality?
It's dangerous. Usually,
really?
we respect, because people are hungry if you pass the line, and it's better to stay quiet and not joke. Twitter in Spain is not the same. I don't know in Russia, but it's not the same that in England and UK. In UK, people like more the jokes, and here you must be serious, because some people are hungry with if you pass the line.
So you're trying to be more polite, right?
Yes. We need to have polite.
Again, about the derby games, Sevilla against Betis. Is it real that the life in the city stops, that everybody is watching football somewhere?
Yes, of course. All people talk about football. Also, the people that don't like football is talking about football.
Amazing.
That Sevilla has the city has 700,000 people living in the city. Maybe 1 million with around, and 10% of the people go to a stadium, one stadium or other stadium.
Also, what is interesting for me, it's the radio, which, in Russia, radio is something from the past, but I know that this Latin American culture, maybe Spain is also, people, they're listening the matches on the radio. It's still the same in Spain?
Here, radios are very, very important. You have more than 6 radios accredited in all the matches. And radios are talking, and national radios all the night have a special program for football and sports. That not more than 2 hours talking about football from past 11 till 1 o'clock in the night. And in local radios all local radios has a 1 hour program talking all days about Sevilla or Betis.
Crazy.
Maybe proper club, Sevilla have a radio.
And it's working 24 hours every day?
24 hours, of course, don't talking about Sevilla, the 24 hours, but more than 6, 7, 8 hours a day talking about football and Sevilla.
Great. I can't imagine what happened to the city after Europa League titles and with these radios.
Mm-hmm.
Should be something crazy. Okay. Maybe we can finish with some short questions. If you're ready, I ask. Sorry?
Okay.
Yes, we can finish with some short questions, as I usually do. If you're ready, we can start.
Okay.
Could a press officer always be honest?
Yes.
What is the biggest achievement of your club in this, let's say, in time when you worked for Sevilla?
The best situation, you say?
The biggest achievement of your club?
I think that the last title in Europa League in Germany without public.
Mm-hmm. The day when you were happy at work?
Sorry?
The day when you were happy at work?
When I finish.
Every time?
Every time.
Okay. How many matches you usually watch per week, football matches?
3, 4.
And can you rewatch the game of Sevilla, or you just work for the game?
Normally never.
Okay.
Only highlights.
The stadium with the best football atmosphere, and I think you had many experiences to say about that.
After Sevilla Football Club?
Yes, after Sevilla.
Maybe it's difficult because we had a very good atmosphere. Maybe in Tottenham Hotspur against Sevilla in the UEFA Cup in 2007.
You remember the sound or what?
The sound. We are winning 0-2, and they need 4 goals in the second half, and they was singing during the second half continuously, all people, and they say we only need 4 goals. They only need 4 goals. We need only 4 goals. We need only 4 goals.
Crazy. The most stressed situation at work you ever had?
We had two very, very worst. When Puerta died, and when my president stopped to be president because they must go with the problem with the justice. It was very hard.
You mean from point of view, like you as a press officer? Yes?
It's because it's hard for you personally, and also it's very complicated to work with these situations.
Yeah. You are top 3 of the players in your club for last 20 years.
Oof,
Just what comes to your mind?
We have a very, very good players, and Renato, Canute, Luis Fabiano, Baca, Gameiro. Oof.
Dani Alves also.
Dani Alves, of course.
Yeah. Okay, it's enough. 3 main rules of working with a journalist in Spain.
Sorry, many?
3 main rules working with a journalist in Spain. If you're a press officer, what is important?
Yes, you must be honest. You must be clear, and I don't know how is the word in English, but
maybe you can say in español.
Nunca debes decir mentiras.
Okay, I think my Spanish is not enough to understand.
Sorry, I'm going to look. Okay.
Okay.
Let me another question. And
how many hours sleeps a press officer in Spain?
No more than 6 hours.
Really, just 6?
Really.
Crazy. Maybe you can say also some words, how many calls or messages you have every day.
Sorry?
How many calls you receive every day, or how many messages you send?
Not especially a lot. More message. We can receive more than 500 a day.
In WhatsApp or email?
WhatsApp and emails.
Crazy. And you need to answer all of them.
Yes.
Oh, you know, we had one game against Rostov. Maybe you heard about that game, 10-1. And at that time, I had this amount of messages. But other days, we have much less than you. So you dream as a press officer of the club of Sevilla?
Win the league.
Championship or Champions League?
Championship. Spanish league.
But why Sevilla won so many European titles and still no in Spain? What is the problem?
We won the league in 1946.
Yeah, I saw.
Only one league.
So unlucky with the La Liga.
It's very difficult. Now it's impossible because Real Madrid and Barcelona are in the another level, and Atletico de Madrid. They are in another level.
Yeah. What always needs a press officer? It could be an item like camera, pen, pencil, anything. What do you think?
Now, really, you need all because a press officer today must be ready for all. I film with my mobile. I sometimes record words, write, notebook. You need all.
And your job for you is?
Sorry?
Your job for you is?
Amazing.
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 But what do you specifically like the most in your job?
The most like?
Yes, in your job.
You can live the matches on live near the team, and after the match you can have one more of them.
Great. So this was Jesus Gomez, press officer of Sevilla, and Jesus, my last, let's say, not even a question, but it's okay. I'm trying to ask you if you have any other press officers of Spanish clubs you could recommend to be my guest. Maybe Betis, maybe other clubs. I would really appreciate if you have any.
Okay, no problem. You can tell him that you are talking with me, and if they have any question, size them that we can talk with me, and I will say that all is okay. It's a nice moment for relax and talking about football, and it's interesting.
Great. But the main thing, I need the contact. That's the point.
You need the contact.
Yes.
Okay, write me and tell me what contact you need, and I will give you the email. No problem.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
And have a nice day, and I hope finally Sevilla will win La Liga.
one year.
Yeah, someday.
I'm going to tell you. 1 second. I'm going to say you the way that I can find it in Spanish.
Okay.
Say lies.
Sorry? Lies?
You never must say lies.
Okay.
Okay?
I see.
You can say, I don't know, I can't help you, I can't talk, but not say a lie.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Okay?
Muchas gracias. Hablo un poco español, pero es no bastante para hablar toda la entrevista.
Mucho mejor tu español que mi ruso.
Ok, muchas gracias y espero que tú tienes un contacto de Betis y yo quiero hablar con persona también.
Sin problema.
Okay.
I will get you, okay?
Okay.
No problem.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Ну что же, вот и еще один выпуск у нас подошел к концу. Короткая, наверное, получилась беседа, где-то не хватило знания языка мне, где-то моему гостю. Учите языки, что я могу еще сказать. Ну а мы в концовке в очередной раз поблагодарим проект «Футбологика» за поддержку, за то, что предоставляет нам эту площадку, и Zoom в том числе. «Футбологика» – настоящее футбольное образование, не выходя из дома. И я надеюсь, что мы продолжим путешествие по Испании. Сейчас, если коллега нас не подведет, выйдем мы на Бетис. Я думаю, тоже очень интересный клуб. Поэтому, если у вас есть какие-то вопросы к нашим гостям, пожалуйста, задавайте. Обязательно их передам. Продолжайте смотреть. Новые выпуски впереди, и до МЛС мы еще доберемся.